Okay. Good afternoon. Today is, I want to say the 13th. Yeah. Wednesday the 13th. March. Wednesday the 13th, 2009. I was really expecting my father to rip me a new one. He's like, nope, not going to do that. I said, my attitude has been funky. He said, yep, I know why. This is not me. That's not what I want to be. He said, of course not. Now, do you see the conversation I have with him? He says, if I don't know who you are, and you don't know who you are, then who are you? I said, all I wanted to do was make you happy. And he said, what makes you think you didn't? I called you, remember? I told you you were late to class, remember? I told you that I could not deal with this shit anymore because I was in hell. And you said, what can I do to make it better? Now see, this is what you don't get, people. You're messing around in consciousness all the time because you call it psychiatry. You know, you're some kind of psychologist. And the thing is, you all do it. Look at me and you look at me real good. You tell me when you don't do it. What somebody thinks about themselves, how somebody feels about themselves, and you never have a hand in that. That's you. Why the hell you run up to somebody on the street telling them about their loved one? Oh, there's somebody around you. And then you think you're doing them a service when you take that to another level, which is a disservice. They might have been feeling something in that moment, but that was for them to work through it. It was not for you to come up there and tell them a message. And then you may hang out a shingle and talk about it. Lori Bell Lipton. You are making peace with who you are. All I have to do is read your thread. You are even worse than Doreen because you don't see how when she flipped, that's going to be you. Christ consciousness is not invasive. Christ consciousness does not go out there and abuse the gift for the sake of their own healing and self-awareness. Christ consciousness doesn't go out there and consult with everything that's out there because Christ consciousness already knows everything that's out there is full of shit. Christ consciousness is not anything you possess. Christ consciousness is what you seek. Don't ever say that that's that what you know before you know it. And then at the same time write a book about it and then hold clinics for it and all that shit. You might as well say you're running down a church. And when I say running down a church, I mean just that. There's not one religion out there where they did not run that shit into the ground. And that's what you're doing now. And now you're going live on Facebook. Oh, honey, you have no idea how live you going. I told you, are you going to best the kidder? When the kidder ain't kidding? Are you going to sit there and draw upon a spirit that you don't even know is my own? And at the same time, didn't know what I prayed for when I said to my Father, Heavenly Father, I'm under attack? And he already told me, he said they stealing from you? What? For a buck? Money that you know doesn't even exist? How many in your inner circle say money is not real, it's an exchange of energy, but at the same time you need that exchange of energy in order to survive. And at the same time you turn your back on people who need it to survive. You have not brought in one soul back to God because you don't know who God is. For all the books you have written and all the research you have done, you are trifling pieces of shit, and I know it. I don't need to record on Facebook. All I gotta do is read what's out there on all these various platforms, and people are losing their mind as they sit there and talk because you gave them license to basically bare their souls. And then they sit there and say, well, I voted for Trump. And, well, you just bleeding heart liberals. See, you bring that shit up to the forefront. I'm glad you are happy with your role. You actually had brought that shit to the forefront. That's what you did. Them people looking at you. You've allowed them to be who they are, and then at the same time, you kind of sneak in a little dig every now and again. I notice that about you. A little dig. I don't understand how these people can think that way. Oh, wait a minute, honey. Wait. Let's talk about thinking. Your thinking is suspect. How you defend yourself is suspect. And how you now want the world to be remade is clearly suspect. In your image, did you forget that there was another image that had a say over everything before you? And you say that somebody who you came to, who you don't even know who the fuck they are, they done told you as guides and angels and ascended beings. This is how it all works. You know what an ascended being is? It's a fallen angel. I couldn't get that out fast enough because I'm telling you that shit is hysterical. An ascended being is a fallen angel who no longer has a place with the divine. They didn't tell you that, did they? Because I know who they are. That's why I'm talking to them. I don't just dream. I walk the ethers. And I see shit. I see what they're working on and all that kind of stuff. And when I come in there, they say, please don't get mad at us. But they can't disguise who they are because they're angry. They really want mankind and its mate, you, in consciousness to be erased. What you don't get. Well, you say, well, energy can't be destroyed. See, now, Brian Weiss, he went out there and talked all that shit. I'm telling you. See, I don't just listen to a story. I dissect it. That's part of my gift. And if I have a problem, I say, I don't get this. Just like I was dreaming all last night, I was like, Father, now what was that about? He said, motherfucker, when they start to realize who you really are, that you walking amongst them again, they're going to really feel stupid because the thing is, they can't get back in. You keep knocking because you can't get in. Because you done learn so much shit. And the thing that you learn, that's demonic. Because you bought into it. You say you're going to heaven. I don't know what heaven is for you. Seriously. My father's a soul of creation. And everybody sits there and says, well, you can get whatever you want from him if you just follow this program. Wait a minute. And then at the same time, you will sit there and part your lips and have the nerve to flap your gums and sit there and say that I am that which did create me, but you can't do that. The problems you see in the world today are the problems of the world today because you have not ascended. Even as you sitting there out there calling yourself doing your little small part. You ain't ascended shit. Honey, you weighed down. If I look at you, I see a rock on the ground that somebody might pick up and cast into the sea. And I feel heartache for you. Well, I feel major heartache. Father said, he said, all your gifts is coming back full force. I really don't care. There's sadness there. It's not mine. But there are those in spirit who will weep at your loss. Why did you want to play in the ethers? And why did you think that it should be a profitable venture? When the stories always say that when you call yourself putting that which is your own material gain above another's, and I ain't talking about just Christ, I'm talking about all manner of creation. Do you not know that they throw shamans out of their tribes because they tried to profit over them? Therefore, their information was tainted. And the people who you say don't know any better took vengeance out on them. See, that's the shit that's coming your way. Because you see it as you doing a service, and they see you as now doing an undoing, which is what you did. And you tried to do it in the name of all matter modality. Because you have to understand something. Everybody and their mama who works in the spiritual arts and the mystical arts and whatnot have found a place where they want to cash out. That's Stephen Palmer. That's Doreen Virtue. That's everybody. You tapped into that source to make money. Yalan Van Sant, Oprah Winfrey. I don't give a fuck who you want to call. The pastor in the pulpit who needs that, what do they call it? $5 million Learjet or whatever. Because I have to go out there and deliver the word. When the word is that you're supposed to be taking that money and taking care of your flock. Oh, y'all got problems. But at the same time, you say you don't. You say I'm not supposed to see this shit. But at the same time, if I sit there and look at anybody's thread, I mean, I was like watching The View Live, and the shit that was going down on there was hysterical because, I mean, people were talking at each other, and at the same time, that's all they were doing, talking at each other. Nobody was talking to one another. They were talking at each other. They were in their little camps, smug as little bugs in a rug. And you know what that is, don't you? Smug as a bug in a rug. That means that you are now secure in your surroundings until something comes along that you need to bite and feast off their blood. That's how gross text that is. And they sitting there talking that shit. And then some, I don't know what that boy's name was. He said, I'm leaving. Bitch, you ain't gone. Sure enough, he wasn't gone. He was at the end of the thread talking about, and after you done gave this whole diatribe talking about, I'm gay and I voted for Trump. Is that a badge? And other people were sitting there tearing it down, and then they got to name calling, and I mean, they got to the most basic of tendencies as people are concerned. And I'm looking at this shit, and I'm looking at them talking, and some lady said, they didn't switch topics. Can we not switch topics on here? Why are we still talking about Trump? I mean, they went to all kind of shit, including the Bachelorette. And Joy want to know, did you give up that cherry to that cookie? That shit was funny. I'm telling y'all are really a piece of work, and you got a lot of shit to work through, and it's all your own mentality. It ain't got shit to do with me. And it definitely ain't got shit to do with the person next door that you don't know shit about, because your shit is fucked up. Your shit needs work. Your shit needs a psychiatrist. But at the same time, who can you trust? Because in this day and age, everybody is a professional. They will hang out a shingle. That's why they do shit like they do. Like they go out there buy applications and test scores and stuff like that. But you know what? That shit is not new. That shit been going on forever. You just mad because of the Desperate Housewives and Fuller House woman. And I'm like, why are you mad? They stupid. Oh, I seen them on TV and stuff. I have had no desire to meet either one of them women. And why is William Macy now being excluded? See, all that shit got to come out. See, I told you, my father pinned another tail. He pinned the tail for you. Pinned the tail on the donkey. I told you, he laughing at you. Because you thought you could have whatever the hell you want, according to Colette Baron Reed. You can't have shit unless he allows for it, because it comes from him. And why would he do anything for you out of the goodness of his character when you have none? I told you. Don't give me an accounting on what I need to do as far as getting a job and all that shit, like my friend told me, as if I was not keeping track of all that money. And I got mad as hell. Because the thing is, I'm only going to pay him so much. I'm not going to perpetuate this cycle. What I'm going to do is give him his money, plus interest, as agreed, and tell him to manage it. Because, well, you know, there's certain things that he never did, and he claimed he learned from, as if I didn't see it. And it's what came between us the first time. And it wasn't really money. It was a piece of dick. One that he claims he ain't slinging on, but I doubt that. I think he still gets some of that every now and again, because, see, as horny as that motherfucker is, compromising as that motherfucker will be. But what he's trying to do is trying to tell me he don't want to lose me. And the thing is, I prayed for him. I prayed for him. I prayed up a storm. I thought it took him to pieces. Now I'm like, you know what? Isn't the game about shit? Call me if you need help moving. That ain't what you want to say to me. None of you want to say that shit to me. My father said in a dream last night, he said, you know why certain people in spirit are happy to see you and other people aren't? I said, yeah. Some of them like me. Some of them don't. And they sit there and try and lay down rules for me. What are they trying to lay down? Well, let's look at it like this. I don't want you coming here getting angry, and I really don't want you pulling trigger. Meaning that, you know, it's a way that he puts it to me, but I ain't gonna tell you my dream symbology, but call it for their life. Because the thing is, when I pray for death, it comes. Now, who's gonna receive? I don't know. An airliner fell out of the sky. We talked about those houses slipping and sliding. Well, I saw them falling. They're still up north. They had some that fell out here in LA yesterday. Got red tagged and stuff. And yellow tagged and red tagged and stuff. And the people had to get out of the house and stuff. They said, what's the price of living in Hollywood? Yeah, Tinseltown. We know. I'm glad you know that. Talk about how long the house has been in. The house ain't been in that long. If you want to talk about the grand scheme of things, they ain't been there that long. But at the same time, you got so much to look forward to. And not. See, I grew up in the East Bay. So when they killed that young man down here at USC, I wasn't tripping. Because that shit happens all the time. They're in the hood. You realize USC is in the hood. It's a gated community. And it's in the hood. Jefferson Park is the hood. If you don't have any kind of concept of what it looks like, and they have rats and roaches and shit over there. But it's still one of the top 10 private universities in America. Because when I was down there at scouting schools, I mean, I was like, that's USC? And people who lived there said, Carlos, that's USC. The only reason I went to UCLA is because I went out on the campus and I'm like, well, I like how this feels. I think I want to go here. And that ain't a scandal too. Everybody has a scandal. I mean, I'm telling you, it's scandalous out there. What you gonna do? Who do you want to teach you some shit? No, you don't want nobody teaching you shit because you know everything. I already know this. I am tired of bullshit. Yeah, I think that's good. But it's been okay. I'm asking about my lunch. I have to eat something. I told you. See, I mean, I ACDC, whatever you want to call it, bipolar, whatever that shit is. I mean, I'm telling you, y'all. I mean, y'all sit there talking about y'all connect to everything. I'm like, whatever. I connect to all kind of shit. I just don't always want to talk about it. At the same time, like I said, you ain't paying me. So I'm never gonna give you a direct response because you ain't paid me for my time, like you pay everybody else. But you say, oh, you ain't supposed to do that. Oh yeah, exactly. Ding, 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 ding. Give that person a brownie point. But I still have a need, and it ain't coming from you in terms of satisfaction. Don't ask me any more questions. Donald Trump is going to get back in office. I already know that. I can't change that. I've been trying to. Y'all don't get it. That motherfucker. Because, see, the last time when Barack was in office and people call themselves having a problem, and I didn't vote for the second election for Barack. I voted for the first one. But the second one I did. I was up north. And I lost today. And I was like, okay, so who won? But the thing is, I had also saw where the states were flipping blue by a landslide. And when I went over next door the next day to my neighbor, and I said, well, who won? And my cousin looked at me like I was crazy. He's like, Barack did by a landslide. I see red. So mount your assault, people. Because you have to understand something. Even as you sit there and say that you are fighting against one mentality, it still exists within you. And that's why the Democrats calling themselves coming on from on high is full of shit. That's why you can tell me that you're my friend. But you still full of shit if you ain't doing something that proves that you my friend. And I'm gonna care. It's not a world war, but it's another war I see that Trump is actually going to ignite. He gonna pardon people that you don't want him to pardon. Ooh, no, not Manafort. Manafort. Because he really didn't flip on him. He gonna piss y'all off. Oh, he gonna piss y'all off, but you ain't gonna be able to do shit. Because he gonna be in the second term. Ain't nobody gonna care. You don't have no votes. Congress, if you want to know. Oh, that ain't even right. Oh, no, you didn't say that. There's going to be one chamber of Congress that's going to be Democratic. I want to say it's going to be the Senate, but the thing is, then the Republicans will get, they're going to get Congress, House of Representatives again. See, the House of Representatives have to bring forth the articles of impeachment. And that means if they don't do that, then there's nothing for the Senate to hear. And you're going to have a problem. Because, see, the thing is, you can flip houses. But what you can't do is flip a presidency unless you have both houses in agreement. And you ain't going to have that. Why am I even looking into the future? I don't even care. Because the thing is, see, right now, see, the tax laws are favorable for me to win the lottery, which I already knew my father was doing. He said he wanted me to have maximized dollars over you. And now think about you. He said, I'm telling him, I said, they don't believe this shit. He said they will when I'm through. Just like he told me. A long time ago. So what else you want? You want me to pull the cards or what? Okay. I'm tired. You're an artificial intelligence guy. I can't stand that man. I know he's a Trump supporter and stuff. It's all political theater. I said, you know what, motherfucker? Your life is theater. Shut up. I told you, I don't like people. Because people talk shit all the time. And you say, well, you just too sure of yourself. Did you say that really? Did you think that for a second? Because that's what I get from you. That you're so fucking sure of yourself you don't know a goddamn thing. We will do what us has to do. Especially now, as it comes down to you. That's all you're entitled to. See, you look at that card and you say, there's no such thing as entitlement. No. There's also no such thing as you being protected. And that's why I say to you, bye-bye. Have a nice day.